Okay. I think this is really behind here. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it might well be. Is this? Can you hear me okay? Does this sound fine? Is this all good? I think this is definitely well behind. I think I'm gonna have to do this a different way. It's weird because I'm using a OBS. Like it seems fine on here, but when I go onto my YouTube, it's got a delay from where it's saying, for me to do stuff. So I'm not really too sure. And it's definitely a delay because when I'm asking how good things are, it takes a while for you to say, that's fine. I just think there's a bit of a lag in this from what I'm using. Hang on a sec. Okay. Hello, Kibble. Well, okay, I'm glad it's okay. Yeah, I know. This is the first time of me doing it, so I'm not used to this. When I'm seeing it, I start panicking, thinking that it's something wrong. But obviously, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah. So welcome back to the films. Welcome. Who we got else? Nerdinomicon, obviously, brilliant YouTuber. Go check him out. Does some not so much reviews, but insights, and tells me stuff about films that I didn't even think about when I watched them. So definitely go and check him out. And Back to the Films just watches films and gives great analyses on them. It's he's great. But yeah, so this is an interesting one for me. I wish. Do you know what? Like, it's one of those ones that so many bands play it, and I've been wanting to what do you call it? I've been wanting to play it, especially my band, but because so many other bands play it, and maybe it's I don't know. It's just something that I would love to play, especially the drum bit nearer to the end. That's definitely a favourite of mine to play. It's great. I love it. But yeah, so we've obviously been in a bit of a crappy time for the past 4 months, is it now? We're going on to 5. And yeah, we've had so much time to sit inside and watch stuff, which is crazy. Sit inside and watch and play, and I don't know. Some of you may have been working from home from the beginning, up to now, and you might not have had much of a chance to do anything, which kind of sucks. But then also it doesn't, because you're still working and you're still doing stuff. So yeah, it's great. But I just kind of want to know really from you guys, like what have you kind of you been doing with yourselves? You know, have you been working? Have you been playing stuff? Have you been watching stuff? What have you been doing? Because I know obviously the cinemas closed literally almost a day after I decided I was going to start this. Well, not even decided I was going to start. It's the day that I did start this. Cap is looking at me very seductively. Oh. Yep. This was just a test here because this is my first time doing this. I was on Streamlabs OBS, I believe is what I'm using. I probably should have just gone on YouTube and just done the webcam where it just showed all of me. But I thought to myself I'd have a background and I'd try something out and I'd try this OBS stuff because I've never done it before. I don't know if it's maybe more for gaming because obviously, you know, you can adjust stuff and then you can put your games to the side and then you play it, you know, you do your reactions and you play the game. But I thought I'd add a bit of a background just to change things up a little bit and just see how it's going. But yeah, this is all new to me, so I'm kind of just getting into the flow of things and just seeing what's what. Hang on, let me just check. We got who have we got watching so far? Oh my god, this would help if I know how to do it. Oh, here we go. Okay, so yeah, so back to the films. Forever Autumn, welcome. Kibster, Kibble, welcome. Kicking Up Dust. That is the name of a great band. And Nerdinomicon. So we've got everyone we need to in here. Let's go back to here. Right, okay. So again, if you're watching, and you know, welcome, and I do appreciate, you know, you coming in and supporting me. It all means a lot. And I was intending to do a review, but some things happened, and maybe it was for the best. But I kind of thought to myself, well, why don't I try and do something different, you know, and just go live. And if anyone has any questions or anything like that, then they are more than welcome to tell me and ask me. And also, it's great to talk to you guys about, you know, different films and games, and you know what you've been doing during this time, and what you've been playing, what you've been watching. So yeah, I just thought this would be quite interesting to see. Okay, yeah, that's the point actually. What I will be doing is like the second that the cinemas open, I will obviously be going back there. As I said before, I really intended to go there before, and that was going to be my initial goal, was to just go there and watch the films, come back and then talk to you about them. But obviously took a turn for the worse, and then we just had you know what we had. So I had to basically compromise and do something different. So I thought trying to get all the different kind of relevant games and films and stuff like that were out, it wasn't as difficult, but it just made it a bit more difficult, especially on YouTube, where it's much more the rules. There are certain rules, and it's a bit more difficult to get yourselves out there more unless you're talking about relevant stuff. and even then it's difficult. So yeah, I was trying to be as relevant as possible, but it was just tricky, you know. It was just tricky. Bear with me 2 seconds. Well, the first film that I go and watch in the cinema would probably, I think Mulan is the first film out that I actually do want to go and see. That would definitely be that will probably be the first one, because I know they've been pushed back more. They were meant to be out this month. I was meant to go and see them this month, but then they were pushed back even more, which was really annoying. But yeah, and then after that it would be Tenet, which I really, really cannot wait to see that film. It looks so good. It really does look awesome. Hang on a sec. Just letting a few people know that I'm live, that's all. Because they asked for me to send them links for when I was on, and yeah. Okay, so what are we going to do next? Well, again, I think more people have joined from what I can see. Okay, so we're back down to a few people left. A few people left to the group. Reviews. Well, my next review coming up will be Ghost of Tsushima or Tsushima. Sorry, I say that pronounce that correctly. That was the game that I was originally intending to review this week, but just certain things happened, and errors, and maybe I could have fixed them, but there was a part of me that said to maybe do this instead, and also because I hadn't actually finished the game yet, and I didn't want to rush it and jump the gun. Although the game is amazing, and I could already say for you to go and see it, go and watch it. Yeah, to go and play it. But yeah, it's something that I had to stop and just think, no, I'm gonna finish it first before I put this out. I'd made that mistake in the past, and definitely won't be doing that again. Because you kind of feel like you need to know the whole story, because there could be something coming up later in the game that could suddenly change your mind about, anything, whether it's the story or the graphics or the gameplay. Something could happen, and it might either lower your score or improve it. So, yeah, I had to work out what I was going to do, basically, and yeah, it's just not great. So I left it, and I thought to myself, going live, that sounds interesting. What can I do there? And I've literally sort of spent the day kind of learning about it and seeing how to do this, basically. How to do... Yes, it's the one with the beautiful scenery, yeah. It's ridiculously gorgeous. Like, ridiculously gorgeous. I don't think I've ever seen a game that looks that good, honestly. It's fantastic. The thing is, there's not many games coming out as well, and it's just a bit annoying. Obviously, I get it because of COVID, which is fair enough. And obviously, there's been a lot of films that have been pushed back, and again, that's annoying too. But there's been quite a lot that's been on demand that has been released and has been great. I've mainly been sort of catching up with a lot of the shows, Vikings being one of them, which is brilliant. Really love that show. It's fantastic. I do have a tendency to go back and watch stuff a few times over, especially if it's a really good TV series. I would generally tend to go back and watch that a lot. What else? There are a few films that I've seen that have been awful, and I just, you know what? It's I've almost wanted to say how bad they are, like do a review for them, but I don't know. It just didn't. It's either a case of like I couldn't be bothered to talk about it because it was that bad. I say that I did an Artemis Fowl, and that was horrendous. Really didn't like that. Xbox or PlayStation? Well, you see, I have both, and it's difficult. You know, they both have their strengths and weaknesses, but I mean, the one thing that really annoyed me about PlayStation is that they don't have a Blu-ray player. I mean, no, they do have a Blu-ray player, sorry, but they can't play 4K Blu-rays, and I don't get why. It doesn't make any sense to me, but yet the Xbox could. And I'm glad that I have both, the Xbox One X and the not Xbox One S, Xbox One S, sorry, and the PS4 Pro. Just so I didn't just buy it just so I could play 4K Blu-rays, but I kind of get it for the exclusives. And I think for the new consoles, I would definitely be getting both. But it's gonna have. I'm really definitely swayed for the Xbox Series X at the minute. That is something that they've definitely swayed me over to that side. Don't get me wrong. I will get the PS5 at some point because again, it's all about the exclusives. The Xbox Series show, it wasn't particularly great. There were a couple of good things in it. But like obviously the announcement of Fable was great, and I mean I'm still getting Halo. They didn't show much of Halo, which was odd, and the fact that was the first thing that they showed was odd to me. And they didn't save, you save the best till last, and they put Fable nearer to the end, and they probably should have put Halo near to the end as well. And as I said, they didn't show much either. But I do think that they will be showing more of Halo later on. There's no way they'd just show that and just say, right, that's your lot. Because they need to show more. They need to pump more people up for this, especially as it's going to be a launched game. So that's going to be important for them to do that. Again, the PS5, it does have a couple of exclusives that I do like, and the Spider-Man Miles Morales is going to be good, but it's only about half of what the first Spider-Man's going to be. So it almost feels to me like not like a proper game. It just feels like a bit like a longer DLC. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. Don't get me wrong, I still think it's going to be great and I'm going to love it, but just not for the minute. When I get the PS5, I will get it, And obviously there are a few other things. You've got Horizon Zero Dawn. I was never fussed about Horizon Zero Dawn. At first, I mean, I wasn't fussed about it. The graphics were incredible. Gameplay was really good. Story was meh. It's a hit and miss, really. I could take it or leave it. The second one, it does look like they've improved it. But we'll see. It's going to look amazing on PS5, though. Seriously. Yes, I do think Game Pass is worth it, 100%. I haven't used it as much as I should be, because there are a lot of games on there, and the fact that you are the fact that you are getting all these games for practically nothing. I mean, it's about a tenner a month or £30 for 3 months. I don't know, something like that. It's crazy. And the fact that everything that was shown on the Xbox show was coming to Game Pass, which is brilliant. I mean, that's so much money there that that you could have wasted on all these games, but instead you're getting them all for a tenner a month, and I think that's brilliant. I really do, and I really think that it's worth getting the Game Pass. Even now at the minute, there's so many different games on Game Pass that are fantastic, and it's definitely worth jumping on there. If you have an Xbox, obviously, it's definitely worth jumping on there and getting the Game Pass. Let's see what we got. What film or game is on the way that you can't wait for? Well, game, I would definitely say Cyberpunk. Really excited for Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is going to be on another level of gaming. It is going to be insane. Everything about it is just going to be fantastic. I can already say that's game of the year before it's even come out. They have shown a lot of it though. I mean, the hype is real and everyone's buzzed for it, but maybe they don't think they show too much, but I don't know. Keep a little mystery is what I'd probably say. Keep a little bit of mystery, and have us all, wanting more, craving more. I mean, probably still are anyway because it looks amazing. And Project Red are just such a fantastic studio. They don't do many games, but when they do, beautiful. Especially Witcher 3, which is one of my favourite games ever. It's fantastic. Film, there are a few. Tenet is one of them, and it's interesting because Tenet is one of those ones that I have no idea what the hell is going on. Even though I've seen the trailers, I'm just kind of still like, okay, this looks really interesting, but I'm still not too sure what's going on with this. But it has really intrigued me, and it's got a great cast as well, and Robert Pattinson as well, who I'm actually quite a big fan of, and I honestly think that he will be. I think he'll be a good Batman. Do you know? I think he'll be a good Batman. I'm going to go ahead and say it, and say that I think he'll be a good Batman. He gets a lot of crap because of him being in the Twilight films, but God, how long ago was that? That was ages ago, and he even said himself he didn't like the Twilight films. So you got to give him a break on that one. And have you seen the recent films he's been in, especially Lighthouse? Oh my God, The Lighthouse is an incredible film. It's the best performance I think I've ever seen from Pattinson himself and William Dafoe. They are both incredible, absolutely incredible. If you don't mind it being black and white throughout the whole thing, then honestly watch it, and it's incredible. It really is incredible. Let's see what else we got. What game do I think is overrated? Ooh, that's a tough one. Okay, on a personal level, I think Minecraft is overrated a lot. I honestly don't. I don't get the point in it. I think it's boring. I really do think it's boring, and I may get hate for it, and that's fair enough. Because it's each to their own, I see so much love for Minecraft, and there are so many YouTube channels. I remember speaking to someone about how to get more views, get more subscribers and stuff like that for my YouTube video, and they just said, "Oh, just make a channel about Minecraft, and you'll just do really well." And that kind of annoyed me, as to taking the easy route, and just I don't think I could ever do that, because it's not something that I love and I have passion for, and I just wouldn't really know what to talk about, and I'd be playing the game, but I'd be so bored, because I do generally think that it is really boring. But yeah, I see so many other people play it. Like, don't get me wrong, if you like building stuff, then fine, sure. Yeah, Matt, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate your support. This guy right here, Matt Farris, he is brilliant. Go and check out his stuff. Honestly, his little short films, fantastic. Really a big fan of them, and one day I would love to do a collab with him on like a skit, but like on a different level kind of skit, you know. I mean, I kind of use like a relatively sort of decent camera and stuff, but I'm no director or anything like that. But this guy is fantastic, and I can't wait to do something with him in the future. It is controversial about Minecraft. I know. I do have some controversial stuff, you know, and there's so many things. Like, I'm not, as I said, like Minecraft is one that Roblox is another one. I don't get Roblox. I've watched people play it, and I just don't understand it. I don't get what the hype is about it. It's obviously not the same as Minecraft, but it's just another game that is huge amongst fans. But it's just not for me. Really not. Yes, Matt. You do have to be passionate about what your channel is about. Because if you're doing it just for the simple fact of you want to get like easy views, easy subs and stuff, but without putting any kind of passion or effort in. Well, not effort, so to speak. There are Minecraft channels who put plenty of effort in their channels, but if you lack the passion for what you're talking about, if I made a Minecraft channel just to get the subs and the views and stuff like that, then fine, you know, that would be easy. But my God, I would hate doing it. And every time I went to start filming that video, I wouldn't want to do it. You know, I'd just be like, almost have to drive myself to do it. I mean, I do have to drive myself anyway, but that's just down to my sort of my depression and my anxiety that pushes me. And you know, it's difficult. You know, when I wake up and it's filming day, and I'm almost pressured. You know, there's like an instant kind of pressure that's pushing me down, just saying like, there's no point in doing that because no one's going to care. And it's hard to fight back against it, but you have to, you know? You have to just tell it to shut the hell up, get out of bed, get that camera turned on, and film it. And once you've done it, you feel good because, you know, you've got past it and you're talking about stuff. And, you know, it's a great feeling that you've overcome that, you know? Gets in the way a lot, but you've got to try and overcome it and just do what you're going to do. At the end of the day, you do what you want to do and be happy, because that's what all that matters. Talk about what's passionate to you, and because if you're not talking about what's passionate, then there's just no point, really. There really isn't any point. And I love talking about films and games and TV shows. And there's other things that I love to talk about as well, but I try not to. It's weird because I've kind of been told to niche down a bit, maybe just films or just games or just TV shows. But at the minute, I'm finding that all of my reviews are kind of getting the same amount of, like, kind of roughly around the same kind of like views. So it doesn't feel like one's slipping from the other. If I found that all of my game reviews were getting, you know, below 100, and all my film reviews were getting 200 to 300 views, then I would just cut the middleman out and just go straight to films, and that would be it. But everything's getting roughly the same kind of stuff. So yeah, it's At the minute, because I've been what, on YouTube for about 2.5 months now. Maybe I'm still in experiment mode, and so I'm kind of just seeing what works for me. Maybe eventually I'll start niching down. Maybe once the cinema's open, I might start niching down. I might be doing less skits as well. And I know skits are a big part of my channel because I've made them a big part of my channel, and it's something that everyone enjoys. It's not saying I'm completely wiping them off, but maybe I won't do as many. Maybe I'll just do like my journey to the cinema, and then appearing back in my house and then telling you guys about what I thought about whatever film that I went to go and see. Always want a bulugli. Okay, so let's see what we got now down in the comments. Do you think the MCU can outdo Avengers Infinity War and Endgame? And that's from Lee Mears. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate your comment. Oh, opening up. Real can there. Do you know what? I feel that I don't. The answer is no, and I don't know. It really is a tricky one, because Infinity War and Endgame were absolutely incredible. They weren't films; they were events, and ever since the Russo brothers have come in, they have done an incredible job. And I never thought we'd ever get Infinity War or Endgame, you know. I never even thought we'd get Guardians of the Galaxy, but yet here we are. But yet now this is done. Endgame literally does feel so much like the end that newer Marvel stuff almost, it feels odd, you know. It feels odd that they're continuing without a lot of these big characters, especially Cap and Tony. I mean, Cap may return at some point as Old Man Cap. At some point. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's. Do you know what? I saw a recent interview with the Russo brothers, and they said that they had big plans for Secret Wars. And honestly, if they do Secret Wars, oh my god, that is a huge, huge project for them. I mean, Infinity War and Endgame is huge, but Secret Wars is going to be crazy. If the Russo brothers take on Secret Wars, my god, I'm going to be just as excited. And that's a midnight showing for me every single day. But at the minute, they're putting a lot of the Marvel stuff onto TV shows, which is different, but we'll see how it works. You know, there's obviously you got Captain America, not Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Falcon, or Captain America now he is, and WandaVision. Trying to think what other TV shows there are. Oh, you got Loki. Don't know when Loki's coming out. Maybe next year, the year after. I don't know. But I think they're all going to be good. I just don't see the point in putting them as TV shows. But then I guess it is just to make more money, and just something for Disney Plus to just throw out and just say, look, we've got this. Come and subscribe to our channel. Pay us money and watch all of them, rather than just put them out in the cinema as a Scarlet Witch film. But I guess you can't really do a Scarlet Witch film just on her own. Or maybe you could. Who knows? That could be interesting. I would rather... Do you know what? I'd rather see a Scarlet Witch film than I probably would a Black Widow film. I mean, the Black Widow film, don't get me wrong, it's probably going to be good. I just don't see the point in it. I really don't. Because, spoiler alert, because she's dead. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and I think that her sister is going to be the next sort of Black Widow. But we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, we've got other things down here. Sorry, as soon as you get me talking about Marvel, I just keep going, But in answer to your question, Lee, is that I think that if If the Russos do Secret Wars, I'm gonna say yes. I think they probably could. Aside from that, I'm on the fence about it. Really, I don't know if they can, but we'll see how it goes. I'm really curious as to how Eternals is going to turn out. Let's see, Kibstar. Who's your favourite YouTuber? Now that's a difficult one, because I do have quite a few different favourite YouTubers. One of my favourites is Mr. Gigi. Mr. spelled Mistagg. He has been fantastic and a real inspiration for me. He doesn't. I mean, he does do some reviews. Usually, he just kind of talks about relevant things that are going on in the world. He also did like a huge segment on his show where he basically talked about the Predator Chronicles, with Chris Hansen, where he talks to all the paedophiles that come in. He did a huge segment on that, and honestly, it is one of the funniest things I've seen. I would highly recommend going to see that because he commentates on each episode, and it's so funny. But he also does random reviews of like really crap horror films, and they are hilarious. So yeah, there's an inspiration. There's a big inspiration, actually, probably my favourite. Chris Stuckman is another big one for me. He does some brilliant. He is basically a film reviewer. He does a game review every now and then and a TV series review, but he's mainly sort of fixated on films, and he is fantastic. He gives a real decent insight into films because he's a filmmaker himself, up and comer. And he wants to make bigger films, so naturally he knows a lot about films. So I take a lot from him, and it's nice to do my own research and find out stuff. But he is great. I would highly recommend going to his channel and watching him too. I don't want to keep talking about YouTubers, but I would probably say. Even ones that aren't even ones that don't do like what I do, they still are inspiration to me because of how much effort they put into their videos and how passionate they are about what they do, and it really drives me to want to do that. Kit Boga is another big one for me. He doesn't do obviously anything like what I do, but what he does is he calls up scam centers. And he basically screws around with them for about a couple of hours. Obviously, his longest videos are about an hour long, but they just fly by because he's so funny. And he pretends to be like different people every time. And he absolutely winds them up. And he tries to sort of make them realise like how awful, what they're doing is really awful. But they just don't care because they're just scam people. They just don't care. But it's so funny because he proper winds them up, and they end up yelling at him at the end, and it's just so funny. Definitely go and check him out as well. I guess if I was just naming a couple of others, there's like Matt Does Fitness, Eddie Hall. These guys are just great YouTubers in general. Who else? Jeremy Jahns. He does reviews. He has so much energy, and I love that. All he's got is just a green screen behind him, just a red green screen, and he just kind of goes off on one and just talks about the film. But he gives off such positivity and energy that it really you just absorb it and you take it in for yourself, and you love his reviews. You want to watch more. And that's kind of what I kind of want to do. I want to kind of have that energy. I guess I probably put a lot of that energy more into my skits than I do my reviews. My reviews are kind of get to the point type things, So I would talk about the review and everything about it and be analytical and stuff like that. But maybe I could come across a bit monotone sometimes because I am just reading off a script. That I've obviously I write my script before I come on. And as I'm reading it, you know, sometimes you forget to put that kind of emotional drive behind a lot of it. Not a lot, maybe some bits. But yeah, I'm missing out stuff here because I've just gone on an absolute rant. Oh, also, forgetting, does anyone else have any more questions that you would like to ask me about my skits or my reviews or anything else about me that you'd like to know? Please feel free to go down there and let me know what you'd like to ask. And also, if you just want to chat about anything in general, films, TV, games, even other stuff, if you want to talk about, like, I'm a big anime fan as well. Like, I love anime. And if you want to talk to me about anime as well, I'm happy to do that because I love it. I didn't want to put that in my reviews as well because then I am starting to build up and I am starting to do a bit more. So I think these three for now are kind of stuff that I want to kind of leave out, you know? So yeah, wait, let's just have a quick look here. Oh, I appreciate that, Forever Autumn. A Scarlet Witch film would be quite interesting. She is probably the most powerful Avenger. I mean, she kind of proved that in Endgame. How she was able to kind of like crush Thanos, and no one else could. Well, she got close. If he hadn't have, done the airdrop, then she probably would have beat him. And it's crazy to think that. Crazy to think it could have been over in a couple more minutes if he hadn't have done it. But they had to give, Cap his due and give him Mjolnir, and that had to happen basically. So you didn't want to beat him that quickly. But that was before, so but he still had to give him it. Let's see who we've got in at the minute. Two secs. Just got to get a drink. Stay hydrated with Pepsi Max. Not the best thing to stay hydrated with, but that's what I got, so. Right. Let's see what we got. This is a bit behind, so I just want to check YouTube and see what's going on here. I sometimes I super clear my thumbs. Oh, Ice Boy. That's interesting. I can't say I've ever done that myself, but good for you. If you got to make the noise as well. I'd imagine you probably make the same noise as the T-Rex when you have to, take your thumbs off your nipples. I'd imagine that's going to hurt. I'd imagine you definitely make the same noise as a T-Rex. But it's an interesting comment nonetheless. But welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming in and supporting me. I appreciate it all. Any comments is just is welcome and it's funny as hell, especially that. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. So there's so many there's so many TV shows that you should be watching as well. One of them is Hannibal, which I've already done a review for, and you should go check that out on my channel. It is one of the best shows that I have seen, period. It's fantastic. Vikings is another really good one. As I said, I've been sort of catching up on that, and I'm a big fan of that. I was a big fan of Supernatural up to a point, but I don't know, the kind of the stories and stuff between the later seasons, latter seasons, however you want to say it, later season, they just kind of got a bit meh. Honestly, the first like 3 seasons are probably like some of the best sort of TV that I've seen. They are really fantastic, and I would highly suggest going to see that. Let's see, Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy is another brilliant one. I would highly recommend going to see Sons of Anarchy. That's fantastic. I say going to see, like, go to the cinema and see. I just mean watch it on your TV. I believe it's on Amazon Prime or Netflix. One of the two, maybe both. Who knows? Let's see what else we got. I'm literally just looking here. Defending Jacob is a newer one with Chris Evans, and I'm a big Chris Evans fan. Gotta love the man, and that is a really good show. He puts in a fantastic. In fact, they all do. To be honest, they all put in such a great performance. And I highly recommend going to see that again. I said it again. Going to, as in going to your TV and watching it. Let's see what else. I mean, Breaking Bad's just a standard one. These are probably all ones that you may have already seen. But then, to be fair, a lot of people surprise me when they say they haven't watched it yet. Especially some of the older, real sort of classic TV shows that are absolute kind of like perfect television, and you just need to watch them because they're just mind-blowing sometimes. Really are. Let's see what else we got here. Is anyone else in this? Ice Boy is still with us. Guys, if you are new to the channel, or you have yet to do so, please hit that subscribe button. That means a lot to me, because I've got plenty more reviews coming your way. I review each week, and as I said, I generally tend to do game or a film or a TV show, with a little skit thrown in there as well. And also have another little segment in there where I have like a dartboard, and I throw my darts at basically these little bits of paper on a dartboard, and whichever ones I hit, I have to take it off and read it. And if it's a G, it means that I have to review a good film, and if it's a B, it means I have to review a bad film. And I'm awful at darts, so it does take a bit of time, but I have to edit it down, otherwise it would just take too long and it would be ridiculous. So yeah, I try to avoid that. Let's see what else we got here. I'm not too sure what time it is all around the world, but I hope you're having a great day anyway. And thank you for coming in to the stream. I really do appreciate it. This is my first time doing a stream, so you have to bear with me on what I'm doing here. I feel like there's something that I need to sort of work out how to do, but I want to do like a tier list of different things, like a Marvel tier list, a DC tier list, different bits and bobs like that. Like here, so what I would have is I'd have me, and then I'd have instead of the Avengers background, I would have my screen, and I would be doing the tier list sort of live, so to speak. And that would be pretty cool, but that's something that I got to learn how to do later on. How is everyone doing anyway? I hope you're doing well. If you do, as I said, if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. I think it's quite empty in the chat room at the minute. Don't have a lot of questions to ask here. But let's just do a little thing. Okay, so during this time, obviously it's been difficult. But what have you guys been watching during this period? Have you watched any good films recently? Have you played anything good recently? Let me know. Tell me what you've been watching over the COVID period. And if you have any recommendations, I mean, I may have already watched a fair bit of that, whatever you've got. But I do love when someone recommends me something that I haven't seen before. Generally, it tends to be really cool. What is this? Don't know. But yeah, questions are always appreciated. And yeah, I just keep kind of talking to myself about stuff. But yeah, I think that when the cinemas reopen, I may be just sort of condensing what I'm doing just down to films. As much as I love games and TV series, I do feel like maybe I need to cut down to a kind of a niche, and just kind of see how that goes. As I said, at the minute, everything that I'm doing is kind of working. So it's difficult for me to sort of take one out of that list and say, right, this is what I'm going to do, and then just do it, basically. And if I had to say to pick one, anyway, if someone just said, right, you've got to pick one to do, and then you can't do the other two, it will be difficult, because I'm such a big fan of all three that I would maybe take it down to like film and games. As much as I love TV, and there's some great TV out there, films and games have kind of been my go-to. I'm a massive gamer, and I do play a lot. At the minute, I'm sort of playing games like Elder Scrolls Online with one of my friends. That's a lot of fun, and it's really you become really involved in it because it's such a massive open world, and there's just so much you can do. You just kind of go around with your friends in different worlds, and you do different quests, and it's just a lot of fun. It really is. I know quite a few people who couldn't get into it. I did stop playing it after a while, but for some reason my love for it came back, and then I wanted to start playing it again. And I definitely haven't regretted it because I've had such a great time playing it. What else have I been playing? Oh yeah, of course, Ghost of Tsushima is what I've been playing as well. But if you want to know my thoughts, my detailed thoughts on that game, that's what I'll be doing next week. So look forward to that next week. Anything else? Gears of War 4? No, 5. 5. 5, yeah. Gears of War, it holds a very nice place in my heart. I have played Gears for absolutely years now, probably since the day the first one came out, which I can't remember the year now. But I just remember back in my college days where every time we'd finish college, and then we would go out and we'd all come back, we'd all rush home, get on, whatever, all come together in a party, and we'd just play Gears of War online, and we'd play it solidly all night. It was crazy. Absolutely loved those days. I really did. When you didn't have any worries at all, you could just go home and just play games with your mates, and that's it. And I had the best of times doing that. It was a lot of fun. Are you guys a sort of a big fan of any of those games that I've mentioned? If you played Elder Scrolls Online, a big fan of the Gears, I say trilogy, it's not a trilogy anymore, there's like 5, of the Gears series. Have you played Ghost of Tsushima? What do you guys think about it? And that's kind of really it at the minute. There are other games that I've definitely got in my list that I would love to play. But do you know what? It's a weird kind of feeling. I don't know if any of you get it, but like there's a game sitting there that you really want to play, but you can't be bothered. You kind of sit there and you're thinking to yourself, why? Why do I not want to play this? But yeah, I do want to play it at the same time. Because you know it's going to be a great game. Well, you know it is a great game, and it's just sitting there, and you spend a whole day just not playing it. You end up doing something else that you have done a million times over, like watch a whole Friends box set or something like that. I do love Friends, so Friends is a good one. Although I recently finished The Office, the US Office, which is amazing. It's honestly one of the funniest shows I think I've ever seen in my life. That and Parks and Recreation are 2 of the funniest shows ever. There's just, they're so good. Let's see what we've got in here. Yeah. Looks like I am alone. Hang on 1 second, just checking something. But yeah, as I was saying, Office, amazing. Everyone is so great in that. Steve Carell is brilliant. Rainn Wilson he's just so good. Even from seeing bloopers, he just works off them so well. I mean, he is one of the people who will laugh the most, but his improvisation is fantastic. If poo hits a fan, then he will just kind of work with it and just kind of continue on. But he does such a great job with it too. Oh my god, I'm trying to remember Jim's name. Jim, the actor who plays Jim, obviously. Oh my god, that's really going to annoy me now. John Krasinski. That's it. John Krasinski. He is brilliant too. And he also sort of shows his other talents in A Quiet Place, which is a really good film. I was really looking forward to the second one until the cinema shut. But I really cannot wait to go and see that and then do a review on that one, because I had a great time watching the first one. It was suspenseful, engaging, and anytime anyone made a noise, I was kind of like, oh my god. And it just pulls you in. And he did that. He directed that and he wrote it. He's very talented, man. Very talented, man. But so is Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt is very talented too. And obviously, I'd imagine you guys know that they're married. But yeah, that's... and that they deserve each other. They really do. Right. Let's see. Oh my god. So we've been live now for about an hour and 3 minutes. Anyone else in the stream? No, I don't think so. Anyway. But if you are still in the stream with me, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to give it a like, the video, and obviously watching helps me out a lot because it gets up my viewing time as well, my viewing minutes, and all that works for the algorithm of YouTube, and that's what we have to focus on. It's a difficult place, YouTube. It really is. There's so much that you have to do to try and get up there with the big guys. I mean, all it takes is one video to, not so much viral, I don't know, maybe, but just for YouTube to just grab it and say, this is good, we're going to advertise that now. And the second they do, you wake up to find your views hitting the roof, your subscribers hit the roof as well, and before you know it, you're monetized. And that's what I'm looking for, is that big break kind of video that YouTube recognizes and puts out there. And yeah, that's something that I'm striving for. I really can't wait though. The fact that I already have, even having 185 subscribers is great. I mean, it means so much to me. The fact that 185 of you want to watch my stuff more and stick with me and support me, it just, yeah, it makes me feel so good. I mean, hell, I didn't even think I was going to get to 100. When I started, and the videos weren't getting that many views and things like that, and naturally I was down, but I was still new, you know, very new. So I wasn't really too sure how it was going to turn out, but a part of me just thought, what's the point, you know? And then when I started, they started getting up more, and I started getting to the 80s and the 90s. I started to be hope more, and excuse me, my initial goal was to get to 100. And then when I got to 100, I was so happy. I was so happy. And you know, it's funny because when you see other YouTubers, like big YouTubers, and they're looking at other YouTubers and they say, oh, I can't believe he only got 2 million views on his video. I mean, what? 2 million views? Are you kidding me with that? I'd be delirious with that. I honestly would. Like, 2 million views is like a dream, absolute dream for me. My God, if I knew 2 million people had watched my videos, wow. I mean, but yeah, they're just saying it as if it's nothing, you know. Oh, I got 10 million views on mine, but oh, he's only got 2 million. Haha, that's not good. What? maybe you just go into a different league, you know. when you're in that league of you're getting 8 to 10 million watchers on every one of your videos, 2 million seems like nothing to you, you know? Whereas 100 views to me is like, wow, 100 people actually clicked into my video because they wanted to see what I was talking about. And then 185 of you clicked subscribe because you wanted to see more of what I was doing. And I can't thank you enough for that. I don't think there's anyone in the stream at the minute to appreciate that. I don't know, actually. All I can see, there might be people in here, I don't know. Because when I look at the analytics or the stream settings, let's see. You can look at participants and who's in, but I can't see who's. I think it just says me. I'm not sure, but hey, do you know what? I'm going to keep going. So, I guess there's one thing I wanted to sort of speak about, which was cinema etiquette. Speaking of the cinemas opening, there's cinema etiquette. And I'd imagine so many of you have that. You know, when you go to a cinema, it's such a great experience, a cinema. Going there, having a huge screen, big sound system. It's fantastic, you know? And it really, when you watch a film, you get lost in a film, right? Even when you watch it on just a normal TV. When you go to cinema, it's a whole new different experience, especially IMAX, which is fantastic. And you want to sit there and you want to just, you know, stay quiet, enjoy the film, and that's it. But I'd imagine there are a lot of you who get annoyed by the same things I'm about to tell you. You get people. I can list them off. We're just going to list them off now. So you get people who use their phones during the film, and you can literally catch the bright light coming from their phone, and it's not even like they're not even on there for like a second or two. It's like for a good 5-10 minutes. Oh my god, it's one of the most annoying things I think I've seen. Because you almost keep looking over, like hoping that they'll do something, but they don't. And it's like, dude, my god, do you not know where you are? I have to ask this for everyone that's, you know, in this. R.I.P. Regis. Who's that? Hello, S2P. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining us. You're going to have to elaborate, though, on who R.I.P. Regis is, though, please. Is it Regis? Regis? I don't know. I don't know how you say it. But I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, and then there's also people who Regis Philbin. Oh really? Oh wow, okay. Didn't know that. That's great. No, it's not great. What am I talking about? It's not great. R.I.P. Regis Philbin. 88. I mean, it's weird. Like these days, you'd think that 88 was old, but people are living much longer than that these days. You know, they get into their near hundreds. It's crazy. But yeah, R.I.P. Regis. Bit of a legend. But yeah, so you've also got, going back to the cinema thing, you've also got people in there who just sit and chat, but they don't chat whispering or going right next to your ear, you know, so no one else can hear. It's like full blown out loud chatting. And I just, oh my God. Again, do you not know where you are? If you want to chat to someone, you can do it afterwards, you know? You don't have to just keep talking to them. And when you're in the cinema, you need to be quiet because other people are trying to watch a film and all they can do is hear you chatting. And it's just really, really annoying. But yeah, so yeah, you've got the people who are chatting a lot, the people with their phones. You've got people who kick your chair. Oh my God, people who kick the chairs. Cannot stand them. I had one guy who was kicking my chair to the beat of the music. And I had to tell him to just stop it. Really stop it, because it was doing my head in. People who can't eat their popcorn properly and they eat it like pigs with their mouths open. Oh my God, it's disgusting. And all you can hear is them munching on it. Ugh, it's ridiculous. But yeah, those are really annoying people in cinemas that we all got to look forward to experience again. But hopefully when the cinemas open, I'm going to go back maybe during the day when people are working, so it'll be empty-ish. And there won't be those kinds of people. And if they are, the cinema will be empty enough that I can just move around to different areas if it needs be. Okay, so we're at 1 hour and 13 minutes. And it looks like I think I'm the only one in here now. But yeah, again, S2P, thanks for showing up. I'm probably going to have to wrap this up now. It's been a good while I've been live. But it's been great to talk to you guys. For those who have stayed in still, thank you so much for watching this. It's been great to chat to you, and it's been great to give my opinions of just lots of stuff. I'd like to do this again at some point. Who knows when? But yeah, again, thank you for everyone who's asked me questions and participated in the chat. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Got plenty more reviews coming your way. Hit that like button as well. It means a lot to me. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening and your weekend. And that is me out.